A group of Dutch municipal officials and youth workers visited a number of communities and organisations in Liverpool to compare new ways of working in and with communities and reflect on what it takes to do things differently in the context of welfare state reform and increasing pressures for innovation in local governance. The delegation from City District Amsterdam West visited the likes of Norris Green, Croxteth and Walton to learn from successes in building resilient communities and reducing crime and antisocial behaviour.
I think there's been a real significant transformation. I mean, you can see it physically. There's new housing that's been put up across the estate, but also crime is reducing in the area, has gone completely right down. The main issues we have with antisocial behaviour now are around parking. So I think there's a lot of community activity. It feels like an area which is on the up. It's changed enormously.
I think one thing that stood out particularly is how the areas here in Norris Green and Croxteth have been suffering from very negative image that arose because of safety issues related to gangs and shootings, which is obviously a very important issue that has to be addressed. But at the same time, it is only one aspect of what is happening in this community, and it's not necessarily reflects what the community is about. So being labelled like that, people feel really kind of marginalised in a way and don't feel that they can really express themselves, that they are valued in all the strengths and capabilities they have.
After visiting certain places across Liverpool earlier today, including the likes of Croxteth and Norris Green, where notoriously they've been in the negative headlines in the past, but now it's completely transformed and built the success of these resilient communities, including Walton, where behind me are the Geoffrey Humble playing fields, where grassroots football certainly is at its best and certainly brings together the community, both old and young.
Participation is incredibly high in grassroots football in Liverpool, but that can sometimes cloud the issues in that, or there's lots of people involved, that means it doesn't need anything. But the truth of the matter is that it's predominantly run by volunteers. They're working incredibly hard to try and make sure that children can enjoy their football, and adults, for instance. There's a lot of people involved in the adult game just to keep it alive. And yet it's about ensuring what resources are there, trying to protect them, but funds are tight in every single area of services across the whole country, and Liverpool has been hit particularly hard.
The council faces a huge challenge in trying to maintain a youth service given the scale of cuts we've got to deal with. But we've managed to maintain a regular youth service. So we've got 4 nights a week operating out of this building. We have some detached youth workers that operate another day, a night here. And on the other parts of the ward, we've got centre-based work 2-3 nights a week, with similar detached work going on as well. And we have an annual programme of play schemes right across the ward now. So we've managed to maintain the youth service, and it's absolutely critical that young people are engaged in somewhere safe, that they enjoy doing, that the parents are okay with them being there, and it's their sort of commitment and contribution and them feeling part of the wider community as well when they come to these things.
With facilities like this being built across Liverpool where transformation is prominent, it shows a real statement of intent in terms of commitment to the areas in great need and, most importantly, what can be accomplished when the community comes together. Nathan Griffiths, behaviour Liverpool.